In this short video, we are going to show you how to download and install the OpenCarp GUI. That is useful when you want to do simulations with OpenCarp. This tutorial it's aimed to users of Mac computers, but it will be also followed by Linux users because the installation is pretty similar in both cases. First of all, you will need to access the JIT of OpenCarp and in particular the carputilsGUI and to start downloading all the information that appears there. So as you can see now, there is the carputilsGUI web page. If you scroll down, you will see a section called installation where you have all the steps you have to follow. Let's go them one by one. First, we need to install Docker. To install Docker for Mac, you have a link that you can use to go straight to the Docker web page, and there you can download the desktop for Mac. The current version is called Docker Hub. You have to download that version and install it in your computer. And as you can see now in the video, you can get the Docker and install it with your applications. For the case of Linux, it's something very similar as well. So now we have the Docker downloaded and we can also move it to our applications folder. Once we have it there, the next step is to start Docker. Depending on the version, sometimes you need to have a user to access the Docker Hub, and otherwise the system doesn't let you use the Docker. So depending on that, you will have to create a user just for Docker. Well, it needs, because it's the first time you install, of course, you need to have enough privilege in order to start this software. So here you have Docker. As you can see, it says that we don't have any container running. Now what we have to do is to download the container where there is the OpenCarp version from the web page. So we return to the web page that we had open and we are going to download it. We have two different options to download it. You can use directly git from the command line. You have the command that you have to issue there in the web page, or you can otherwise go to the web page and basically download the code inside a zip file. This is the option that we are going to follow in case you don't want to use Git, but if you want to use it, you have there the options to download it automatically. Otherwise, you go to download and you press the zip button and you will get the full Docker downloaded there. It's a pretty big file, 1.3 gigabytes, so it's gonna take some time to download in your computer. Once you have downloaded, you have this folder. What we are going to do now is to go to the terminal and we are going to go to that particular folder in order to start the Docker that we just downloaded. So you have to do the command cd and the path to the folder, which depending on where you have downloaded, it can be, in that particular case, we have it in downloads folder, but you have to put it on a place where you want it to be. So once you are inside, you have to execute that file, and to execute that file, you only have to write down the following instruction, which is called docker compose app. So if you are in the right folder, you execute that command here, and then the Docker will be installed. Because there are some other components that are required, you will see that the system starts downloading a lot of information from the internet, because there are many components which are dependents that we have in order to make it work, and you will have to download several of these packages. At some point when all is finished, you will see that the system lets you stop it because it's stopped there. You can press Ctrl C as you see in the instructions there in the terminal. So it exits and everything finishes. The next step would be to start the Docker. We have it all installed. This installation, it's stable, it's permanent, so you don't have to do it again. From now on, you will have to start and stop the Docker. So you issue the command docker compose start. So what we have installed, it's going to start running, as you can see there. And then you can go to your browser, and because we have all the systems running in our machine, we have to write localhost tutorials. And inside the tutorials, there is the OpenCarGUI where you can start playing and running experiments. We will show you in a second. You will see that interface of OpenCarp examples. On the left, you have the different experiments and examples that are available in that version that we have installed, and with them you can start running simulations. If you want to stop the system because you are not going to use it more, you can issue the other command, which is docker compose stop. Then everything will be installed in your computer, but it will be stopped. At any time, you can run docker compose down, as you will see, to remove everything we have downloaded from your computer and to do a complete cleaning.